What's poppin', Conroe High? Today is Monday, February 22nd, 2021. I'm Zach.
And I'm Josh. In today's show, we'll be talking about the firing of the coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves at an injury failure of a plane heading to Hawaii.
So stay tuned for today's episode of Total Recap.
Seeing as our boys basketball made it to the playoffs, let's talk a little bit about one team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They just recently fired their coach, Ryan Saunders, and are now in deal with Toronto's Raptors assistant coach, Chris Finch. This was Saunders' second full season in the role after he took over for Tom Thibodeau midway through the 2018-19 campaign. Their season is not so good. They are 7-24, one of the worst starts. They do not have an interim for the rest of the season. Hopefully they have a better season next year and timber everyone down.
Hey, I know basketball, of course, doesn't have any much relation to the weather that we recently had, but dang, has it done us dirty.
Bro, yes, especially Texas.
And, well, in the current harsh weather of Denver, Colorado, right when flights were starting to reopen again, Saturday, passengers were left horror-struck after engine failure on a Hawaii-bound flight. Moments after takeoff on the United Airlines flight 328 was a frightening incident for passengers, where the Boeing 777 had to make an emergency landing at the Denver International Airport after an engine failed and erupted in flames. Mike Venna, who was traveling Saturday from Baltimore to Hawaii with his wife, said, "I was sitting down in the middle of the plane and there was a loud explosion." He had also commented, "I was sitting in the middle of the plane and, well, there was a loud explosion." The plane from Denver to Honolulu at the time was carrying 231 passengers and 10 crew members, where authorities had stated no one on board was hurt. But passengers were still left in shock. It was a safe clear that the flight landed back at the Denver National Airport at 1:30 p.m. Saturday, and families that instant were relieved.
We'll now take you to a quick commercial break.
What's up, Conroe High? If you're a car rider getting dropped off or picked up at school, you might want to pay attention to this news. Starting February 16th, the school will now evaluate you to drive through the intersection of Longmire and Wilson Road through the back and enter the student parking lot to drop off students and leave through the student parking lot exit. These changes will be new and a little bit difficult to succumb to, but it is to take precautionary measures due to the construction of the parking lot on the visitor side of the stadium.
What's up, Conroe High? I'm Manfred, your weather anchor for today. Today we'll experience a sunny atmosphere with a high of 64 and a low of 36. Tomorrow it's going to be sunny with a high of 69 and a low of 49. And Wednesday it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 73 and a low of 57. On Thursday there's going to be a 60% chance of storms with a high of 63 and a low of 54. Lastly, on Friday we'll have a high of 65 and a low of 51 with a 30% chance of storm showers. Now, in honor of Black History Month, we have a quote from Booker T. Washington. "Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome while trying to succeed." Next up, we have the KTIG Member of the Month and a Counselor's Corner. And finally, we have an interview with the Teacher of the Year.
We wanted to say congrats to this month's Staff Member of the Month, Deontay Calais.
Yes!
Nice. Deontay, tell us what you do on the KTIG crew.
I specialize in reporting for sports, but not only do I do sports, some days I do weather, and sometimes I recently just did the Real Talk, and I also work behind the camera a little bit too, so I do a little bit of everything in the KTIG.
That's good. What is it like to work in front of the camera?
What is it like to work in front of the camera? It's kind of like, I wouldn't even say superstar, it's like a mix of shyness and a mix of a whole bunch of joy and fulfillment, because once you actually do it, it's super, super fun. But I don't know, I was basically explaining like if you were just being on TV.
What are some of your greatest achievements so far?
My greatest achievement so far, I would probably say, is just being consistent with reporting with sports and really just helping out, because I just like to be a part of the team. So for me, I would just say being consistent with reporting with sports, honestly.
Yeah. If you could make KTIG better, what would you change?
What would I change? Oh my gosh, that's a big question. Honestly, I don't think I would change anything. Honestly, I would probably just add more stuff to it, just so we can expand and grow more as a news channel or just KTIG in general.
Like, what would you add?
What would I add? I'll probably add like a podcast, maybe. Well, that's kind of like a real talk. So honestly, I don't know. I would have to think about that.
Understandable. What job would you be interested other than being a sports anchor?
Director.
Director? Yeah, that would be fun too. How has this past year affected you?
This past year, I mean, COVID wasn't so bad, but I know it holds up a lot of things and it backed up a lot of things. It hasn't really affected me as far as just my personal life, but other than that, I've been really good, so.
That's good to hear. What do you have planned for after high school?
After high school?
Yep.
Mainly I just plan on becoming an entrepreneur, really just having my own company, just like a multi-business. Honestly, I want to do everything because I'm into sports, art, music. I just love everything. Really, most likely it would just probably be like a news reporter or sports reporter.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun actually. And what would you say to a student who is interested in joining the KTIG crew and taking AV productions?
I would say definitely join. It helps with communication skills, and not only that, it helps you with just losing fear and anxiety, and it's very, very fun. You might not like it at first, but actually when you learn to do it and learn everything that's within it, and learning how to edit, and just learning how to write, it's gonna help you in the long run. It's very, very fun for me. I really like it. So if you want to join, I would say definitely join. Do not be scared.
It is a good experience. And lastly, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? Shrek.
Thank you. Well, congrats again on winning Staff Member of the Month. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Lydia Joyner, lead counselor at Conroe High School. I am so excited to talk to you about healthy relationships. Around Valentine's Day, every year we talk to students about healthy relationships. This is a good time to stop and think about where you stand with your relationships in your life. An awesome website to look at is called loveisrespect.org. They even have a quiz there that you can take to see if your current relationship is healthy or not, and some tips on how to make it so. We really, really want for you to be thinking about that, because just like the website says, love really is respect. So if you are not feeling respected in your current relationships, it's time to take a look at that and to really think about changes that need to be made. So we hope that you are really thinking about that during this Valentine's Day season. Also, just remember that you can still make changes to your course request for next school year. Look at your student access account in your 4-year plan. You can see what it says that you're taking next year, and if you want to change that, you go to the website. There's a form that you change, and you just give it to your current counselor. We will take care of it from there. So thank you so much. Again, if you have any questions or issues, please contact myself or your counselor. Thank you.
What's going on, Conroe High? I'm Josh, and today we have Mr. Landry, who has been chosen as Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Mr. Landry.
Thank you, Josh.
We'd like to ask you a few questions.
Awesome.
How do you lead students to success?
I think the best way to lead students to success is to teach them to be leaders. You guys are all growing up. You're going to graduate soon. And going out into the world and becoming a leader is what makes you successful in life. And so leaning on you guys, delegating down responsibilities, dealing with the show, and just having you guys lead your classmates and be in charge and run the show is helping you guys to be more successful in life.
It is, and we thank you for that. What is something you love about your job?
I love my students. Absolutely love my students. I could work in the industry any day and do this stuff, but I love the students. I come to school every day, so excited to see you guys, and so excited to teach you guys what I'm passionate about, which is film and broadcast.
What is something that makes you stand out from other teachers?
I think something that makes me stand out, first of all, is that I teach something that nobody else teaches on campus, right? And so it's really cool because I get to be with students in my class who like video and like to make videos as well. And so that makes me stand out, right? Because I teach something totally different than everybody else.
The films are fun too. I love when we make our like little shows. I remember last year we did that Stranger's Clothes. Oh my God.
So much fun, right?
That was so much fun. It took work, but it was fun.
Absolutely.
What has been your biggest challenge this year?
The biggest challenge this year has been attendance, right? Some of our shows, like our talk shows, we have to have 4 camera guys on the floor. It takes a crew of about 12 people, and sometimes I only have 6 students showing up, right? So attendance has been the biggest challenge, plus just having some of my students being remote. The challenge has been trying to find a job for them to do for the news show remotely. We've done it, but it's been very challenging.
What's your biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspiration is, it's a hard question. I'd have to say I inspire, my inspiration is just to make a great show, right? And to make great videos. And I inspire every day for excellence, right?
You always tell us at the beginning of class, we're going to do a great job. Let's get it. We're going to get through.
That's right.
You always inspire us, and we always get through with everything, and you always be like, y'all did a great job. And we thank you for that. What would you like to tell to all the teachers that voted for you?
I'd like to say thanks. It's an honor to be chosen as Teacher of the Year. I know it's not something that just every teacher gets, and so I'm super honored and super thankful for those who voted for me.
But lastly, what would you like to tell to all your students?
All my students, I just want to say I love you guys so much. I would not be here if it wasn't for you guys. I love being in the studio with you guys. I love passing on what I know to you, and I can't wait to see how successful you guys are in the real world, because you guys are doing such great things here at Conroe High. You guys are going to be so great and do such great things in life.
Thank you, Mr. Landry. And once again, congrats for being chosen as Teacher of the Year.
Thanks, Josh.
Now, let's check out everything going on here at CHS.
The Leo Club is hosting a Change for Change drive for the Montgomery County Women's Shelter. Bring your spare change between February 10th through the 24th. The winning class will receive donuts and drinks. Hey students and staff, CHS will be having its first blood drive of the year. It'll be on February 25th starting at 2 p.m. and ends at 8 p.m. You must be 16 years old with a parent or guardian consent form or older, and you must weigh at least 122 pounds upon donating. Seniors, we will not be giving blood drive cords this year. This week's College of the Week is Texas Southern University. TSU is a local HBCU located in Houston. It is known for its law program as well as their business program. TSU is one of the few law schools in the state of Texas. When Texas Southern University first opened its doors, it had about 2,300 students enrolled. Today, the university has more than 9,500 students from ethnically and culturally diverse backgrounds.
On behalf of our faculty, staff, students, and alumni, welcome to the Texas Southern University, the heart and soul of Houston. Go Tigers!
For Black History Month, KTIG would like to honor the Black activists that strive to make a change for future generations. Today, we would like to recognize Whitney Young Jr. He was an American civil rights activist and leader. Training as a social worker, he spent a good chunk of his career fighting to end employment discrimination in the workplace.
He also worked hard in turning the National Urban League from a relatively passive civil rights organization into one that aggressively worked for equitable access to social economic opportunity for the historically disenfranchised.
Before we go today, we wanted to say how happy we are to be back on air today. We missed you last week. We have an exciting week of shows planned for you that you really do not want to miss.
Tomorrow, make sure to tune in to hear all about what it's like to be in the top class from the top students of class of 2021 on a special Real Talk. On Wednesday, Total Recap will be on with all your news from around CHS and a special interview with track. And finally, Tuesday of this week, you don't really want to miss out our first game time of the year, where 2 teams face off of teachers. The losing team will face the dreaded punishment, and all that and more coming up this week on our YouTube channel.
Well, those are all the announcements that we have for today. Don't forget to follow us on all social media at KTIG News.
As always, CHS, start strong, finish strong. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for more KTIG news.